Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Before we start the video, I just wanted to mention that only 21% of you are subscribed, so if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to support the channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing the 5 most powerful spells and abilities of He Who Shall Not Be Named, otherwise known as Lord Voldemort. Voldemort is undoubtedly one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, dark wizard in the entire Harry Potter universe. Born Tom Marvolo Riddle in 1926, Voldemort began attending Hogwarts in 1938 and was sorted into none other than Slytherin House. Dumbledore and Voldemort are thought to possess fairly equal power. Dumbledore edges him out just a little, with the exception that one practices magic for good and the other practices it for evil. Because magic exists on both sides, light and dark, it means that the magic Voldemort and Dumbledore wield on a regular basis varies quite a bit. Each side boasts its own benefits. Even at a young age, Voldemort proved himself to be a magical prodigy, as he was able to utilize and control magic without the use of a wand. He had the power to move objects with his mind, to communicate with and control animals, and even inflict harm on those who opposed or annoyed him, which left even Dumbledore astonished. He performed feats of magic thought impossible, and his magical accomplishments eclipsed and dwarfed those of any dark wizard before him, with the exception of only Gellert Grindelwald. He puts it best himself. I have experimented. I have pushed the boundaries of magic further, perhaps, than they have ever been pushed. So, we know that he's powerful, and that he was an extremely talented wizard. But what exactly are his most powerful abilities? Let's take a look. Number 5. Unsupported Flight. And then Harry saw him. Voldemort was flying like smoke on the wind, without a broomstick or thestral to hold him, his snake-like face gleaming out of the blackness, his white fingers raising his wand again. J.K. Rowling is reported to have stated that all wizards have the power of flight innately, but that the vast majority need a broom to achieve it. In Voldemort's case, he was so focused and powerful that he was able to channel the power to fly unsupported, harnessing the energy through himself rather than the broom. This achievement is a sign of a truly powerful witch or wizard, and meant that you were in seriously hot water if Voldemort was chasing after you. Number 4. Legitimacy. The mind is not a book, to be opened at will and examined at leisure. Thoughts are not etched on the inside of skulls, to be perused by any invader. The mind is a complex and many-layered thing, Potter, or at least most minds are. It is true, however, that those who have mastered legitimacy are able, under certain conditions, to delve into the minds of their victims and to interpret their findings correctly. Legitimacy is essentially the art of magically navigating through someone's mind. It's rather invasive and allows you to see into people's minds and read their thoughts. While this ability is used by many other witches and wizards, and is not unique to Voldemort by any means, Voldemort has certainly proven himself to be a master at it. Voldemort mastered legitimacy during his time at school, entirely determined to become more skilled at it than any other witch or wizard to have ever lived. Using his skill in legitimacy, Voldemort could almost always tell who was lying to him, and often knew what you were thinking before you uttered a word. Only incredibly good liars like Severus Snape and Narcissa Malfoy were able to lie to Voldemort successfully. The counter to legitimacy is occlumency, which is the practice of magically closing one's mind against legitimacy. With the exception of Severus Snape and Dumbledore, Voldemort was basically able to access anyone's mind if he so desired. Snape and Dumbledore, on the other hand, were safe due to their mastery in occlumency. Snape acts as a double agent in the books and films, but is still able to deceive Lord Voldemort despite frequent interaction, and I don't think that this is a shot at Voldemort's abilities as a legilimens, as he was the best at it, but more of a testament to Snape's impressive ability to perform occlumency. A basic level occlumens is simply able to clear their mind in the event of a mind infiltration, while a master occlumens is able to change their thought patterns in order to further confuse the legilimens. Number 3. Avakadavra. There was a flash of blinding green light and a rushing sound, as though a vast, invisible something was soaring through the air. Instantaneously the spider rolled over onto its back, unmarked, but unmistakably dead. Avakadavra, aka the Killing Curse, is a favourite of many dark witches and wizards, and is one of the 3 unforgivable curses, perhaps the worst. Avakadavra's purpose is simple. It causes the victim to instantly die. If you want to kill your victim, then this is the spell to use. Lord Voldemort is a known proponent of the spell, which creates a blindingly intense green bolt of light right before the victim simply drops dead. There are 2 theories for how they die, the first claiming that the victim's internal organs cease to function after being struck, and the second claiming that the soul of the victim is magically ripped from their body. The only known counterspell to Avakadavra is Sacrificial Protection, which was most notably used by Lily Potter and uses the power of love. The name Avakadavra comes from the word abracadabra, which means let the thing be destroyed. Avakadavra is used very often in the books and films, most notably by Voldemort on Harry Potter's parents and by Snape on Dumbledore. Though there is no way to block Avakadavra effectively, you can move objects in the way of the green jet of light that it produces. Avakadavra is powerful, but it's really not that special, and I think that if you want to cause damage on a larger scale, there are some better options, and that's why it isn't higher on the list. Number 2. Fiendfire. It was not normal fire. Crabbe had used a curse of which Harry had no knowledge. As they turned a corner, the flames chased them, as though they were alive, sentient, intent upon killing them. Now the fire was mutating, forming a gigantic pack of fiery beasts. Flaming serpents, chimeras, and dragons rose and fell and rose again, and the detritus of centuries on which they were feeding was thrown up in the air into their fanged mouths, tossing high on clawed feet before being consumed by the inferno. Fiendfire is one of the most powerful spells in Harry Potter, period. Voldemort is a known proponent of the spell, and he can be seen using it against Dumbledore in their epic duel in the Ministry Atrium. Fiendfire produces enchanted flames of an enormous scale that essentially destroy anything in its path, often taking the form of gigantic fiery beasts. True to Voldemort's affinity for snakes, Voldemort's own Fiendfire takes the shape of a gigantic fiery serpent. Fiendfire is extremely advanced dark magic, and is also one of only a few known ways to destroy a Horcrux. Number 1. Creating Horcruxes and immortality. Tamper with the deepest mysteries, the source of life, the essence of self, only if prepared for consequences of the most extreme and dangerous kind. A Horcrux is an object in which a dark witch or wizard imparts a piece of their soul in order to achieve immortality. A Horcrux can only be created after committing an act of murder and is considered to be the most terrible form of dark magic. Only 2 known wizards are known to have created them, the first being Herpo the Foul, who created a single Horcrux, and the second being Lord Voldemort, who successfully created 7. The truly sinister component of creating a Horcrux, and one of the reasons that it's an untouched area of magic, is that in order to produce one, you must murder someone. Charms and jinxes are often put in place to further protect Horcruxes after they're created, and the appeal of them is that if your main physical form is destroyed, your soul and existence lives on in these objects. Given that Voldemort is the most infamous wizard to use Horcruxes, and that it is such powerful magic, I think that it deserves a top spot on this list. And with the list completed, we've still only really scratched the surface of what Voldemort is capable of. Honorable mentions include Transfiguration, Possession, Spell Creation, the Cruciatus Curse, Potion Making, and creating the Inferi. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this list? Let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, you're a wizard, Harry.